Would you rather have fast weight loss that you gain back or slow, sustainable weight loss that you're able to hold off forever? In this video, I'm gonna tell you how most people take the wrong route, and I'm gonna tell you a 3-step system that you can follow to make weight loss permanent. First, I wanna show you something because once you see this, you will never approach a diet the same way. This is every crash diet that you have done. It worked, and then it didn't. Whereas this is what we are building today. It takes longer, but look at the end of it. It is so much better than the first one. You can see that it has a gradual decline, but by the end, you hold weight off forever. One of them feels like progress, and the other one is progress. So this first mistake is one that people tend to be proud of when in reality it is actually destroying your weight loss. I want you to think about it like this. Let's say you were to go to bed and you were to sleep roughly 4 to 5 hours every single night. I understand this because I suck at sleeping. I'm somebody who does not get good sleep. If you were to go to bed and you barely got any sleep and now you do this every single night, you do this for a couple weeks, you would run on low energy. You would feel like crap. You would perform really poorly in your job, in school, whatever it is. You would not be in a good spot. Like, let's be honest. You would not be able to sustain this forever. You would need to crash, tank, and be able to sleep for a long period of time. Is this something that you think you can sustain? Obviously not, or at least at a very high level, which leads me to mistake number 1. Eating too little. Most people think their maintenance is lower than it really is, or they greatly underestimate the amount of calories that they need to be eating to lose weight. These are the people who will sit there and say, oh, I gain weight just by looking at food, or I have to do it this way because it's all or nothing for me. Just like running on a lack of hours of sleep, eating too little is going to catch up with you. You are going to have increased cravings. You are going to have increased stress. You are going to have low energy. It is going to catch up. You are not going to want to be on point with your diet for a long period of time. You're not going to want to hold the weight off forever because you're not doing it in a way that is able to be sustained. You're not going to have energy for workouts. You're going to end up hating your workouts. Now, we're going to fix this later in the video, but this next mistake tends to happen around week 3, and it's the reason that most people never actually see results. These are the people that sit here and say, why am I losing weight so slow? Or I'm only losing 1 pound of weight loss a week. So this is mistake number 2, which is changing the plan too soon. It blows my mind the amount of people who are making progress, like decent progress, and then they decide to ruin it. You are the kind of person who is in a good, solid relationship. Everything is going right. You probably are planning on maybe getting engaged or getting married coming up. Maybe you fight a little bit, but for the most part, you solve a lot of your issues, and then bang, you're the person who cuts it off because things are going too good for you. You're the person that ruins this for yourself. I'm gonna be honest with you. Fat loss isn't going to look like this, but this is the reality of fat loss. You see that one little spike there within your progress. And since you see that spike or it looks like a plateau, you think, I need to change it up entirely. I'm not doing things right. You freak out. You start changing your workout routine. You start increasing the amount of cardio you do. You start decreasing your calorie. You sit there and see that one spike or maybe a little bit of progress that has slowed down, and you think you're doing something wrong. You have not given it enough time to see it all the way through. I say this out of love because I want you to succeed, but it's only been 3 weeks. You need to pump the brakes and relax. So if crash dieting ruins your diet and quitting too early tends to ruin your weight loss results, then what does a sustainable weight loss really look like? This is the 3-step exact system that I want you to follow. Step number 1, let's go back to that lack of sleep analogy. When you are running on 4 to 5 hours sleep every single night, can you expect to be at your best? Can you expect to be able to do this forever? I'm gonna guess probably not. Most people are way too aggressive with their diet. Do you think that's going to catch up with you? Do you think you're going to have a day where you go all out, you binge, you eat way more than you probably should have, and then you let that spiral into the next couple days? So here's what I want you to do. Step number 1, be in a 500 calorie deficit. This is where a 500 calorie deficit gets you. It's sustainable, it's results, it's not fast. What it is, it's 1 pound of weight loss a week. It's 4 pounds of weight loss in a month. It is 12 pounds of weight loss in 12 weeks. Being in a 500 calorie deficit gets you to that end goal where you're able to hold it off forever. It may feel slower, But when you get to the end of that goal, you are able to keep it off. So now 6 months have gone by and you haven't gained any weight back. Whereas if you lost weight quickly, you lost it in 2 months and then you gained it all back in month 3, did you really end up making that much progress? Now, if you're unsure how to easily and properly get into a 500 calorie deficit, I've made an entirely free mini course that you can click the link in the description to follow. It's simple and it's going to easily get you into that deficit. Because a 500 calorie deficit is small enough to sustain, but big enough to work. Now, step 2 is what nobody gives themselves permission to do, but is what makes this whole thing sustainable. I want you to think about it like this. If you were to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, how long do you really think you could sustainably do this? For most people, they wouldn't be able to do it for a long period of time without burning out, hating probably what they're doing, not enjoying it, and are you able to really do this for the long term? Most people work roughly about 5 days, maybe pushing 6 days, and you need that day or even that night just to relax. You need that one day during the week to de-stress, that one day to recharge, maybe 2 days to recharge. And if you don't, you feel exhausted, you feel drained, you don't feel like you're at your best. You are doing the same thing with your diet if you aren't doing this, which is step 2, the 80-20 rule. So what does this look like for you? It's simple. 80% of the time, you are eating foods that are pushing the needle forward. So foods that you think of as healthy, foods that you think of that are helping you within a calorie deficit to lose weight. And then 20% of the time, you are eating foods that you enjoy, that you incorporate into your diet. So what does this even look like for someone? This could be late at night, you have a small snack every single night. Maybe it's a little piece of chocolate, or occasionally, some nights, you have a little bit of like a quarter or a half of that pint of Ben & Jerry's where you just enjoy a little bit or scoop some of it into a bowl. Or this could be every so often on the weekend, you go out to eat, you enjoy yourself, you're on point with your diet in the morning, you're on point with your diet at lunch, and then when you go out for dinner that night, you enjoy yourself, and then the next day, you get right back on track. Or this could be maybe a birthday, a work event, a vacation pops up and you enjoy yourself. But then the rest of the whole other weeks, months, you're on point with your diet. This works so well because it's the same way that you can't work yourself into a grave working 12 hours every single day, working 7 days a week forever and never enjoying yourself. You need to enjoy yourself from time to time and allow yourself to have foods you enjoy, especially if you want this to work outside of the diet and hold it off forever. Because in all reality, your diet during your weight loss phase should not be drastically different than when you get off of that weight loss. Because perfection is what makes diets fail and consistency is what makes it permanent. Now, step 3 is the difference between somebody who is just on a diet than someone who just eats this way forever. People overcomplicate their diets and what should be on their plate. You go onto Instagram or TikTok and you scroll and you see healthy recipes. You save them and you never actually make them. Or you try making them and they take you way longer than you think and you don't want to make them anymore. So in step 3, I'm going to give you the plate formula that is going to make weight loss and holding it off forever simple. Every plate, or at least most of them that you eat, are going to be split up into 3 different sections. 1/4 of it is going to be split up into fats and carbs. You want to eat fats and carbs. They are good for you. Carbs are going to be really good for your performance, and eating fats is extremely healthy for you, for your brain, extremely healthy for you, for your body. These are healthy things that you should be having. These can be things such as having pasta if you want. These can be things such as bread, such as rice, such as granola. These are good carbs for you. Any sort of whole grains that you have, any sort of healthy fats are going to be things such as olive oil, maybe occasionally having some nuts and seeds, fish. These are going to be things that have healthy fats in them. Now, another 1/4 your plate is going to be a protein source. So protein is one of the best things that you can include into your diet, not only for repairing your muscles, but also for dieting is one of the best things because it's going to help keep you full for longer. So when you eat more protein or have more protein within your diet, you are able to have less cravings, which in turn is going to make weight loss a lot easier because it helps keep you full for much longer. So these are going to be things such as having eggs, having maybe some sort of Greek yogurt, having chicken, beef, any sort of fish. They're all any sort of meats really that you have. These are all really great sources of protein. And now that last half of your plate, probably not what you're going to want to hear from me, but I want you to make that half of your plate vegetables. And a lot of people are going to ignore this. you are not a kid anymore. I don't need to be a parent either, but start eating your vegetables. If you can fill half of your plate with vegetables, or honestly, you can even throw fruits in there as well. These are high volume foods. These are foods that are high in fiber as well. Fiber is just like protein, is gonna help keep you full. Fiber is like a sponge in your stomach. Fiber is really good at absorbing water, and it takes your body longer to digest it. So when you eat fiber, it absorbs water. It almost expands within your stomach. It's like a balloon blowing up. You stay full for much longer, and it's great for your health. And not only that, but these foods are high volume. So what that means is you eat a lot of them. Think of like a head of broccoli. You eat a lot of it for very low calories. And you can imagine when you eat more volume, you are going to be more full. So I'm going to say this again. Eat your dang vegetables. You're not a kid anymore. Look, you don't need to count calories forever, although I very highly encourage it in the beginning of weight loss to learn what is in certain foods, to learn what a serving size really is. But this formula is something that you can do forever. You can now start mixing and matching foods. When you know this about what a plate should be, you can start being like, okay, I want chicken tonight, and then now maybe I want a pasta with it or a rice with it, and then I want broccoli or cucumbers with it, or maybe some sort of fruit like pineapple. I don't know what it is, but you can start mixing and mashing, and now that you have this formula, it's easy to make what a healthy plate should really look like and a great weight loss plate. Now when you're in a place where you don't know what's going to be healthy or not, you can start looking at that plate and is there a protein source? Is there a little bit of carbs and fats on that plate? Is there a lot of vegetables and fruit on this plate? Because this is what sustainable weight loss looks like. It's not a 6-week diet plan. It's a way of eating that you can do for the rest of your life. Now, there's a reason that some people will follow this system and still not lose weight, because there is a silent killer to weight loss that is pouring and you are not doing and may not even be realizing it. And honestly, it's a simple fix that most people aren't doing, but if you did it, you would start to see weight loss results. So watch this next video here to fix it.